Okay, so this is Factoring Trinomials Part 2 quiz. I know this looks really ugly, and it is. The strategy here is we're going to use all those tricks that we learned during the chapter, uh, like factoring trinomials, middle term minus, constant term plus, all these types of things. I like to call it reverse FOIL because it's FOIL in reverse. So if I say that, that's what I mean. So the first thing we need to do is factor out the easy stuff, right? What are the common terms? So let's break everything up into its prime factors, or well, we don't need to do that as much, but let's break up the first term 12 into 4 times 3 tz squared, and we have plus, and let's see what let's just say, okay, well, what's 48 divided by 3? 48 divided by 3. Hey, that happens to be 16. So, okay, so let's write. So that's actually 4 times 3 tvz plus 45. Well, that's 15 times 3. 15 times 3, which is 5 times 3. 5 times 3. So we have 5 times 3 times 3 v tv squared. Okay, so let's do the easy stuff first. So I see some common factors. I see 4s and 3s, but everyone seems to have a 3, and everyone seems to have a t as well. So let's pull that 3t out of everything because it's a common factor. So we're left with 3t times, we can even do big big braces, like this. This is just fancy. It's the same thing as parentheses. All right, let's use parentheses. So we pulled out the 3t, so we're left with 4z squared plus 16 vz plus, well, we pulled out a 3t, so 15v squared. Okay, so I know this inside still looks tricky, and it is. Um, all I have to tell you though is that um, so the way to actually do this is to see every single combination. So we can start by doing that. So let's just pull out this middle and we can work on this. Okay. So when we're doing reverse FOIL, we know that the first term is going to multiply to 4z squared, and the last term is going to multiply to 15v squared, and then the signs are going to be plus signs. So that's a good thing we have on our side. So we know that it's going to look like either 2z plus 2z plus, or it's going to look like 4z plus and then z plus. So it's going to look like one of these. And then the last terms are going to multiply to 15v. So there's going to be, well, there's going to be v's here. V here. But we don't know exactly what they're going to be. Ugh. V. So sorry, so these are just two possible scenarios where there's 2z, or 4z, z. And then the possible coefficients in front of v, let's put some question marks to show that there's going to be coefficients in front of v. So the possible coefficients are 3 and 5, 1 and 15, and I think that's it. So we basically have to plug these into each possible scenario. So it could either look like, let's copy this. It can either look like this twice. So we have 5 and 3, 5 and 3. Oh no, so yeah, 5 and 3 or 1 and 15. So this is one possibility, and the other possibility is that into this, and there's going to be a lot of these. So it's going to be like that, like that. Here are all our possible scenarios. So okay, so our possible scenarios are that we have 3 and 5, or 5 and 3, right? Yeah, these are the scenarios. Or we'll have 1 and 15, or 15 and 1. So these are all different cases. And so there are 6 different cases we get for possible factors of this. And we basically have to test them all, but we can be smart about it, right? So the reason why we came up with all these cases is because these are what are required to get the same. We know that the first term and the last term will be true for all of these, but it's the question of the middle term. So we really just have to focus on the middle term. So we want the product of the outside and the product of the inside to add to 16. And we can kind of see which ones aren't going to be that already, right? Because 1 times v times 2z, that's 2 plus, then we get 30 from 15z v times 2z. So that's going to be like 32 vz. And we want 16 vc. So that 15 and 1, and same with this one. We're going to get like 4 times 15. So I'm going to go ahead and cross some of these out. So you can just kind of see that some of these won't be, like 4 times 15 will get something huge. Again, 4 times 1 plus 15 times 1. So that's going to be 19. It's not going to be this one either. But there's some others that have a little more chance. So that's 5 plus 12, that's 17 here, right? So 5 times 5 VZ plus 12 VZ, that's 17 VZ, so that won't work either. Sorry if I'm going quick, but you can try these all on your own. But look for the sums of the O and the I in FOIL. So let's look at maybe this one. So that's 10 VZ, 2 times 5, and then plus 6. So 10 plus 6, yeah, that's 16. So maybe let's try foiling this whole thing out. So we get 4z squared plus 10 vz plus 6 vz plus 15 v squared. And that will be exactly, this sums to 16. So we get that. I don't know why. That's strange that it's. That's so strange. I don't know why this thing is still there. Anyway, so this is our answer here. That's what it factors into. And sorry, we dropped that 3t that we had up here. So our final answer will be that this equals 3t times this. And that's how we factor it. And so once again, what you do is you have this polynomial and you say, hey, it's really ugly, I have to factor it. And you have to come up with all the possibilities of what it could be. So you write out, well, I know the first terms are going to multiply to 4z squared. The last terms will multiply to 15v squared. Write out all the possibilities, cross out the ones that don't work, and you'll find the right one. And that's as good as it is, and it will take you a long time at first. Later on in the course, we'll come up with something that just makes all this obsolete, and that's what we look forward to. Okay, I hope this helped. I know I made this one quick. I'd be happy to work with you in the virtual class sometime, so let me know if you still need help. Thanks.